The workings of the Buddha are inconceivable. They should not be investigated. Furthermore, there are people who are saved when they find food for the Buddha. There are others who are saved when they hear his sounds, see his color, touch his body or smell his smell. If they need the Buddha's food to be saved, the Buddha gives it to them. It is said in the Me Tsi King Kong King. When the Buddha brings food to his mouth, there are devas seeking the Buddhist path who carry it to the 10 directions and distribute it. Question. If that is so, what did you mean when you said above in regard to Samganasamriti that nobody can eat the Buddha's food? Answer. When the Buddha does not give his food away, it is because nobody is able to eat it, but here, if he gives it, it is because it can be eaten. How do we know that? When the Buddha ate oats, he gave this food to Ananda, and when the Sramana Yul offered the Buddha some good soup, the latter gave the leftovers to King Bimbasara. Thus we know that if the Buddha makes a gift of his food after having accepted it, it is that one is able to eat it. If he does not make a gift of it, it is that one cannot digest it. Furthermore, if food is offered to the Buddha and the latter does not eat it, people would be unable to digest it, but if, after having eaten, the Buddha gives the leftovers, it is that people are able to digest it. Therefore, actually, the Buddha does not eat, but in order to save beings, he pretends to accept food and he keeps a bowl for that purpose. G. Silence on the 14 difficult questions. The Buddha did not answer 14 difficult questions. The Buddha has 4 ways of answering. 1. Answering in a categorical manner. 2. Answering by distinguishing. 3. Answering by asking a question. 4. Answering by not replying. Now these 14 difficult questions had to be answered by not replying. Moreover, when it is useful, the Buddha does answer. But questions asked by the heretics do not lead to nirvana and increase doubt. Therefore the Buddha answers by not replying to them. If he knew that they have a definite usefulness, he would reply by distinguishing, but as they have no use, he stops and does not reply. This is why we know that the Buddha is omniscient. Furthermore, the Buddha spoke of 3 kinds of things. 1. Conditioned things, 2. Unconditioned things, and 3. Inexpressible things. In doing this, he has spoken of all dharmas. Furthermore, being based on the eternalist view or the nihilist view, the heretics asked the questions of eternalism or nihilism, but since any real nature is absent in them, the Buddha did not reply. The eternal nature and the non-eternal nature seen by these heretics have no reality. Why? The heretics grasp these natures and become attached to them, saying, "This is eternal, that is nothingness." As for the Buddha, he too speaks of eternal nature and non-eternal nature, but merely by way of refutation. Furthermore, people say, "Nothingness exists. Existence does not exist." They are making a mistake, and the Buddha does not make a mistake by not answering. The sun lights up the earth, but it can neither lower the mountains nor elevate the valleys. It is limited to making them visible. In the same way, the Buddha has no action on dharmas. If they exist, he says that they exist. If they do not exist, he says that they do not exist. Thus he said, "Old age and death have birth as condition, etc." On up to, "The formations have ignorance as condition." Whether there is a Buddha or there is no Buddha, this causality, this nature of things, is always present in the world. Buddhas appear in the world in order to teach this dharma to beings. Furthermore, if the Buddha talked about eternalism or nihilism, this would be a mistake. If you were asked what is the size or the physical appearance of the son of a barren woman and a eunuch, this question would not deserve an answer. It is the same for the 14 difficult questions. Only in hypothesis do eternalism and nihilism have a basis to which response may be made, but since there is no eternity or nothingness, the Buddha does not respond. For all these reasons the Buddha does not make the mistake of answering the 14 difficult questions. H. Simultaneous teaching of the self and the non-self. In some places the Buddha says that the Atman exists, and in other places he says that it does not exist. People who understand the meaning of the Buddhist doctrine and know the designation say that the Atman exists. People who do not understand the meaning of the Buddhist doctrine and do not know the designation say that the Atman does not exist. Furthermore, if a person is about to fall into the view of nihilism, the Buddha says to him, there is an Atman which, in future existences, undergoes the retribution of its wrongdoings and its merits. On the other hand, if a person is about to fall into the view of eternalism, the Buddha says to him, there is neither an Atman, nor someone who acts nor a patient. And there is no autonomous dharma existing separate from what are called the 5 aggregates. Question. If that is so, where is the truth? Answer. It is the anatman that is true, for the seals of the dharma say, all conditioned dharmas are impermanent. All dharmas are without self. Nirvana is peace. Now the dharma seal called nirvana is the true nature of dharmas. But if someone has not yet planted the roots of good, if his wisdom is not yet sharp, the Buddha does not preach the profound doctrine of anatman to him, because, if he did, this person would fall into the view of nihilism. Question. So be it. But in the Kyachowen, the Buddha said, the Atman is one extreme, the anatman is the other extreme. Avoiding these two extremes is called the middle way. Therefore why do you say here that the anatman is true and that the Atman is just a manner of speaking that constitutes a skillful means? Answer. Point 1. The partisans of anatman are of two kinds. 1. Those who grasp at the nature of anatman and cling to the anatman. 2. Those who destroy the Atman. Without, however, grasping at the anatman or clinging to it so that the anatman disappears by itself. For the first, the anatman is an extreme. For the second, the anatman is the middle way. 2. Furthermore, if the Buddha speaks of the Atman or the anatman, he has two reasons for doing so. 1. If he is speaking from the conventional point of view, there is an Atman. 2. If he is speaking from the absolute point of view, there is no Atman. This is why he is not wrong in speaking sometimes of Atman and sometimes of anatman. 1. Simultaneous teaching of existence and non-existence. In some places the Buddha speaks of the existence of dharmas and in other places he speaks of their non-existence. Question. You should not speak separately of existence and non-existence. Existence is Atman and non-existence is anatman. Why return to a subject already dealt with? Answer. Point 1, that is not correct. In the Buddha Dharma there are two kinds of emptiness, 1, the emptiness of beings, 2, the emptiness of things.